Do we want to go ahead and get kicked off?
Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. So welcome everybody. It is super good to have you here today for this very special edition of our weekly webinar. And I'm not going to steal too much of the hype because I've done almost none of the work for it. So it's very nice to have you all here. We look forward to this every single week. We love chatting with our agents, and this is the time when we get to have the most interaction with a nice group of y'all, where we can answer any questions that you got, have some fun, playful banter, and really just enjoy our time with you while we show you the platform. And like I said, have something special in store for today. All right, so with that, I will go ahead and kick it off to the rest of the team. My name is Jason, by the way, and I have the pleasure of working in distribution with these fine folks here at MGT Insurance.
Awesome. My name's Annalise, and I work in broker and customer success here at MGT Insurance. So you can get in contact with us via email, chat, or phone, and we'll be here to assist you, and also here to assist you or your policyholders with quoting and binding on the MGT platform.
I'm Sean Hallered. I'm a web developer, and I work in marketing here. And this is my first webinar, so I'm very excited to be joining you today.
And I'm Dan Coakley, National Sales Manager here at MGT. So I enjoy working directly with our retail agencies to help quote, bind, issue, service, and renew small commercial policies, make it easier than any other insurance company does. So we had mentioned a little earlier, got something special in store for today. Today is actually a fun day. We are doing a drawing for our May incentive. So let's talk very quickly about what that was. In May, we ran the May giveaway. And the thesis behind that whole program is when you work with MGT, you will save time. Quotes through our platform typically take 5 to 7 minutes, and over 80% of our policies have gone from logging in to start a quote to bound and issued in 10 minutes or less. There's also a ton of features in the platform to help you and the policyholder manage a policy throughout its entire life cycle. The question then becomes, what do you do with all this extra time? We hope you sell more insurance and spend less time working through the paperwork and the red tape. But I also hope that you find time to do some of those things that make life meaningful, fill life with joy, which is really what it's all about at the end of the day. And so to support that, 3 lucky winners will receive a bespoke $500 gift basket that we'll put together for you based on something you love to do on those times where you're not quoting with MGT, which we know is what you love to do most. So let me go ahead. I'll share my screen. We'll run through the raffle, and then I'll run through a quick demo of the platform as well. So anyone who's logged in just to see the raffle results, you'll be able to sign out afterwards. Let me get everything shared. All right, so I have got my website pulled up to random.org, which is actually, believe it or not, a random number generator where they're basing their numbers on the cosmic microwave background radiation of the universe. Pretty cool fun fact. So how's that work? We also have a list of all the folks who bound with us this month or last month, and whoever's number comes up is the winner. So without further ado, let's generate the result, see who wins. 52. Looks like that's going to be Zoe Gatton from the Gatton Insurance Agency in Ohio.
Congrats, Zoe.
So love that. That was one of the earliest agencies to start working with us. And it's been really great to see them in the platform and winning some of our incentives and giveaways.
And while you're drawing the next one, just so that folks know, if you saw somebody's name on there multiple times, it's because we gave away multiple tickets as part of this based on the number of quotes that you had. So if you weren't familiar with it, just want to make sure that you understood why some names are on there several times.
Yes. And good rule of thumb, really relevant in a lot of different situations. The more often you quote with MGT, the better it is, really. So let's do number 2, 23. Looks like that is George Nelson. Oh man, George is actually coming to us from Philadelphia. And one thing I always find great about this role in this industry is it really is a small world. When I first started my career, I was a road warrior and actually went to visit George in his office in person a few times. So let's see who's lucky winner number 3. Wow, number 3, a little on the nose there. That is Timur Gilani. So excellent work. I believe that's the Stag Insurance Agency.
Hey, congrats, everybody. That's awesome.
So that's really great. For the winners, we will be in touch to let you know, to find out a little bit more about what you love to do, because we have a ton of enthusiasm for it, but the reality is you probably know best what gear you need and what you have. And so we want to make sure anything we're providing fits into what you've already got. And so stay tuned. We'll be in touch shortly, get everything set up for you. So
while you're transitioning over to the live demo, I want to know what everybody on here would fill their gift baskets with. I mean, simple answer. I can kick us off. It would probably be video games and yarn. As bizarre of a combo as that is, I'd just all 500 of it, just dump it into video games and yarn, and I'm a happy man.
I love that. I think I would also want to split that basket. I want the video game part, and then I want any kind of gadget or tech or any product that helps me run outside. I'm a sucker for any recovery thing, anything like that.
For me, I would need a pretty big basket because I need a new cooler and new camping chairs.
Yeah, that would be a huge basket.
Yeah, you could get a lot of camping gear in one of these baskets. Me personally, though, I'd probably do some gear to support stand-up paddleboarding. One of my favorite activities to enjoy here in the summer. So a lot of fun stuff there. Definitely stay tuned. We do run these incentives for time to time, and we always want to make sure you know about them. Follow us on LinkedIn. Make sure that we're whitelisted in your inbox so you get all of our great emails, and we will keep them coming to you. And please continue to keep MGT in mind. We appreciate you working with us. Yeah. So without further ado, let's get into the really fun part, quoting.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me ask you all that.
So our journey today starts out at mgtinsurance.com. A lot of great resources here. To get signed in, start quoting, just click the sign in button or the big start a quote button. Once you're logged in, glad I caught that. Once you're logged in, you'll be taken into your dashboard, which does exactly what you would expect a dashboard to do. This is where you can start quotes out. You can also manage quotes you and your team have been working on and manage the book of business that you've bound with us as well. A lot of great self-service features here. To access those, you would just click on the drop-down box next to the account and then open View Self-Service. One thing I always like to highlight here is the Documents and Communications page. Just a ton of value coming to you in a small package here. If you ever have this happen, I know I've seen this happen. You'll bind an account, 2 weeks later, insured calls you up, hey, Jason, I never got my policy docs. I never got a receipt. Is my policy active? Do I have insurance? No need to panic. Just fire up mgtinsurance.com, get logged in. 2 clicks will get you to this page. And then you can let them know, feel confident. Your policy is active. You can let them know exactly when we sent out that receipt to them, help them find it in their inbox. And you can also access their policy documents. You can create a certificate of insurance. You can download the deck page. So a lot of good features available to you and to the policyholder right there. Additionally, in the payments tab, you can file and track payments, manage payment cards, and you can file and track claims in the claims tab as well. To go back to the dashboard, we'll just click on the name in the upper right-hand corner. And then to start a quote out, first thing we'll do is select the industry. A lot of value coming in to even just this appetite check tool. For example, it's got some keyword search built in. It understands what classes fit with us, what don't. So maybe you get a call from a roofer. You want to try that with MGT? Enter in roofer. We'll know that's a type of contractor. And when you select that, it'll tell you that's not eligible for our business owners program, which, my job would just be way too easy if we could take a shot at everything under the sun. But, when it's the case that we're not going to be the best fit for a piece of business, we want to tell you as early in the process as we can and still save you some time, make it easy to pivot, find plan B or plan C. And on the same track as that, maybe you're talking to a doctor. You don't have to memorize every single NAICS code. You can type in doctor. It'll pull up a list of all the medical office classes. And then from there, just select the one that best describes the risk and proceed with the quote. So once we've got the industry selected, next thing we'll do is put in the address. Pretty self-explanatory there. And then we'll click go. And in the next page, you'll see a Google Street View of that location. This just gives you an opportunity to validate the risk. You can check out the siding, the roof shape, take a look at the sidewalk and the parking lot, make sure there's no dynamite factory next door. And then we'll ask a few questions to start clarifying the type of coverage and qualifying the risk. So this will come up frequently where they do own the building. If that is the case and they want to insure the building with us, we're not a great fit for mixed use exposures. It does come up pretty frequently. So we want to let you know as soon as possible. And so if you select yes to this question, you'll see a little message. We're unable to insure buildings with multiple occupancies. And that way, again, as early in the process as we can tell you, and then you can start to work on a plan B or figure out another way to make that account fit. If we say no, it'll ask about builder's risk exposure. Very similar story there. If there is any, we're just not a great fit for it. And if there's not, then you can proceed on through the quote. Now, I am not going to make everybody who joined us for this webinar watch me type in these answers over and over again. Let me go back to the dashboard and use a little TV magic to pull up one that has already been completed. So quoting with MGT is just 4 steps. In step 1, we'll enter some basic information about the business. The class of business and the address are pre-filling from that last page. We'll just enter in the name, phone number, gross sales, some information about the business owner. We can add any additional locations in this page as well, up to a total of 4 locations. We'll click continue. And then in the next page, we can set the effective date. We'll answer a couple more questions about the business and provide some information about their insurance history. With all that entered, we'll click continue again. And in step 2, we'll start to define the scale and the scope of their operations. Now, this page, you can tell, not really doing a lot of, not really a heavyweight page. This is a grocery store, which for us, probably one of the more complex types of risks that we work with. And there's 7 entire eligibility questions here. For maybe an accountant, there tend to be a pretty boring bunch. No offense to any accountants in the webinar. Don't know how you got in, but no offense to you, just the same. But I digress. For an accountant, there are 4 entire eligibility questions.
I would like to interject very quickly that Dan's views are not shared by the majority of the company.
Jason says that because directly next to him is our finance team. Blink twice if they're auditing you. So once we've got this, we'll click continue. And you can see here we're all done now with step 2. In step 3, we'll start to provide some of the building information. And quick tip here, I see this happen almost every day where someone will come in that second page, they'll say, yes, we need to insure the building. And then by the time they make it here to page 3, turns out that one's actually a rental unit. All we need is BPP coverage. Good news, you do not have to restart your submission. In this top drop-down box, just select business personal property only. That'll remove all the building information, and then you can just proceed with your BPP only pop.
Hey Dan, quick question for you. When it comes to construction type, can you all do frame? Are there any restrictions on construction type?
That's a very good question. There are no restrictions based on construction type. We'll write frame, construction, any location.
Nice, thank you.
Absolutely. So when we are entering building information, even that is pretty straightforward. You know, how big is it? What's it made out of? When was it built? And what's the roof look like? Few questions about what's going on inside. We do provide a replacement cost estimate for you. And this is really a big time saver. You know, I know sometimes if you don't have this number, it can kind of feel like you're flying blind. On the other hand, though, if you have a replacement cost estimate or some kind of requirement that's requiring a completely different number, no problem. This is a free entry text box, so you're not locked in to what we think is right. Although if it is too far outside of the allowed variance, it may refer, and then we'll just want to see some documentation so that we know we're rating it correctly too.
Had another question come in, Dan. I saw that there was an ACV option for roof. Is that
Yeah.
the only option? Do you offer replacement cost as well?
That's a very good question. So whether there is ACV or replacement cost on the roof is really based on the age of the roof. This specific submission is for a building that was built in 2000, so be 25 years old. No updates to the roof. A lot of carriers would see, oh, we've got a 25-year-old roof, like no, X. MGT, we take a little bit different of an approach. We will consider those older roofs, but the trade-off is there is an ACV endorsement attached for roofs that are over 15 years old. But they can still get coverage, maybe work on replacing that roof so they can qualify for replacement cost again. We do
Excellent.
also offer a cosmetic roof endorsement. And this may be based on like the type of roof and its roof age. Metal roofs, for example, if you get a couple little dings from a hailstorm in that metal roof, a lot of times you have to replace the whole thing. And so attaching this cosmetic roof endorsement in some situations can provide pretty significant relief for the policyholder. So always something to keep an eye on there.
Excellent. Thank you for breaking that down.
Yeah, great question. So now we'll hit continue, and in the next page, we can add any additional insureds that we need to add. And then we'll hit continue again, and we're all done now with the first 3 steps. And so at this point in a submission, if you're seeing check, 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 more than likely that risk is eligible with MGT. All that's left now is the fun part, adding in some optional coverages. So we'll click into step 4 here. And this list of optional coverages populates based on that specific class of business. So it's only going to show you what's relevant and available for that class. For grocery stores, we see a lot of need for spoilage coverage. And so you can select that. There will be a couple questions to firm up its eligibility, set the terms and conditions, and then we'll click continue, and we're all done adding spoilage coverage. And so now we've got 4 check marks. We can click see your quote. And when that little circle starts to spin in the middle of the screen, that's really where the magic's happening. Behind the scenes, it's running a ton of different checks. It's going through databases. It's finding information, all kind of different reports, evaluating it, summarizing it, geolocating the risk, you name it. And in just seconds, we get a quote back where you might still be waiting on an underwriter at a traditional carrier to just open that email and review your applications in the first place. So we've got pricing available in quarterly installments or 1 annual payment. We are direct bill as well, so there are no additional fees when you make payment through us. For installments, it'll tell you exactly what the down payment is and what each installment will be. And then for the annual payment, that does typically come with a credit. It'll tell you exactly what that works out to be too. The rest of this page is pretty straightforward. I'm sure everybody joining this call has seen 100,000 pages that look just like this, setting our deductibles, setting our sublimits. One thing I'll highlight quickly is we will only show you bindable options. So anything you select on this page, you can feel confident. That's a quote you can stand behind. So once we've got everything set, we'll click continue. Then in the next page, all those drop-down boxes are now grayed out. You can print the quote out. That just prepares a PDF that you can send over to the prospect. If you do need to make any further changes, you can always click previous and go back. And once they're ready to move forward, bind the business with us, just click confirm and purchase. In this next page, you'll have the option to either send a payment link to the prospect or collect their payment information on your own. We've just found over the years, not everybody likes to share credit card information over the phone. And all of our BOPs do include at least $50,000 in cyber liability coverage. So we appreciate folks who are a little cautious about sharing payment information. However, all you have to do in that situation, just confirm their email address, click send to prospect. It'll send them a nice little payment link. When they open it up, it'll look very much like this purchase now page. And from here, all we have to do is select annual or quarterly, e-check, credit, or debit. One more time, no payment fees, no matter how they choose to pay. Enter in the billing zip. Auto pay comes automatically selected. The address and contact information pull in from previous pages. Just confirm their email address, agree they are actually allowed to purchase the policy, and click submit payment. As soon as that payment goes through, we'll instantly bind and issue the account. So you'll also have access to policy documents like the certificate, the deck page, the policy jacket. So if you do have a lender or landlord who needs proof of insurance, you can just shoot it over to them and then move on to the next thing on your to-do list. So I am really sorry to share the bad news with everybody. I know that's such a great experience. You just wish it took 30 minutes to quote with us, but unfortunately, typically 10 minutes or less.
What a shame.
I know. Sorry. As much as I try to make it harder and slower to work with us, just never works out that way. It always goes the opposite.
And for those of y'all it's our first time joining, Dan and I have a little competition where we see if we can stump each other. And he definitely won today. So
Put that one on the calendar.
yeah, you got me with the accounting joke, man. All right, awesome. So we'll give you all a couple more moments to answer it or to ask any questions. We're happy to answer them live, but you can always follow up later. Annalise, do you mind dropping that? Hey, look at that. Already on it. Y'all, I hate to reiterate, but not really, I guess. I look forward to these every single week. We all do. We love having our agents here and we love interacting with you. So thanks for attending today and learning a little bit more about MGT. We're super proud to be partnered with you. And we're excited to see you in the future in the system and quoting later today in the future, as a matter of fact. Any of the rest of y'all want to sign off? Yeah. Yeah.
So,
all right.
Well, thank you again, everybody. I think I get asked almost every day, what does MGT stand for? I think this last half hour, it stood for Mighty Good Time, and I hope that's what you've had too.
I certainly have. All right. Awesome. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and we'll talk to you all soon. And congrats again to the winners.
Yes.
All right. See ya.